I actually received 2 DMs in the last 2 days asking me why I didn't do my car videos anymore. And I do. I just sort of, things happen. Let me take my glasses off. And so here I am doing a car video. And I'm going to chat a little bit briefly about a situation, a story that occurred to me in a workshop I was doing last week. And I just wanted to share it with you. I was going to do a written out post, but I was like, let me just tell this story. So I'm doing this workshop on sort of like personal brand, and it's with a smaller organization. And there was a woman towards the end of the event that challenged me on this idea of, what if I don't have a story to tell? Like, what if I have literally nothing to tell? And I paused for a second. I was like, okay, interesting question, but let's actually dissect that for a minute. What if you don't have a story to tell? Like, do you actually think that that's true, right? And so I asked her that. I was like, do you literally actually believe that? Do you feel that in your deep down inner core, you don't have anything to share with the world? And she's like, I'm really boring. My job is boring. Anyway, so I sort of like pushing her a little bit, as I'm known to do. And I was like, okay, let's just talk about that for a second. So what do you actually do? And she told me she was a bookkeeper. She kept people's books, like small businesses and things of that nature. She does a lot of bookkeeping for her family members. I asked her how old she was, if you don't mind sharing. She said, I'm 46 years old. I said, do you have children? And she's like, yeah, I have two, a son and a daughter. How old are they? One's in college, one's in high school. Very similar to my age, was cool. She told me she was divorced. And anyhow, so I stopped her right there and I was like, okay, so are you meaning to tell me that in 46 years of your life on this planet, doing bookkeeping, helping people save money, understand money, keep away from the IRS, whatever it is, 2 children, one in college, one in high school, a divorcee, that you don't have a single story from any of those experiences that you could somehow position around what you've learned, what you failed, what you struggled with, what you accomplished, why you're a bookkeeper? Like, there's nothing in that. And you could see her like brain starting to like rats on a wheel, right? And that's what I love about what I do, by the way, watching that like eureka moment. Bam! You can start to see people like matriculate thought, right? So anyway, I can see her mind spinning. I was like, go ahead, spit it out. And she's like, holy shit. She's like, I never really looked at it from that perspective. I'm an introvert, I'm kind of shy, I'm a private, I don't really like telling people my stuff. But at the end of the day, one of the reasons I got into bookkeeping is because I grew up really poor. My parents always mismanaged money and we never had anything. So I always thought, wow, I'm going to be really good at my books and learn how to sort of manage my money. And then when I started understanding how to do it, I was like, I'm going to teach other people how to do that. And she's like, holy shit, like there's so many things that, yeah. So anyhow, I'm rambling. The point is no matter who you are, what you do, you have a story, right? And that doesn't mean you have to like share everything with me, but there's got to be something in your zone of genius that you do that inspired you to do what you do, a problem you solve that you learned along the way, man. Like, there's just no way you don't have a story. So if you don't think you have a story, I urge you to sort of reconsider, why do you do what you do? How did you get into this position? What problem do you uniquely solve for other people in the process of doing this juicy, audacious idea? And what's their takeaway? And what are the experiences all along the way that helped you get to that particular position of your life? That's storytelling, man. That's it. That's all there is to it. So I got to put my glasses on. It's really bright. I'm already being unsafe as it is, so bear with me. So you might ask, what's the point of this whole story? Like, why do I need to know my story, or why should I have any sort of energy around learning what my story is? And really, at the end of the day, if you are a business owner and you're operating in today's landscape of social media and digital marketing, you owe it to yourself and the people that you are serving in your business that are paying you money to share your story with them, to connect with them on a deeper level so that you can further your know, like, trust, if you will, emotional connectivity, whatever it is. People in today's marketplace are not buying your product per se initially. They're wanting to know, why would I do business with this individual? What is it about you and who you are that I can connect with on an emotional level and realize that there is some sort of alignment, resonance, some sort of capacity to sort of have relatability? Like, the list is on and on. We buy the stories that impact us and touch us emotionally. And the product has to work, right? You can't just have a good story and a shitty product. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying, if you have a good product and you have a good solution and you really want to attract the right type of buyer that is really genuinely interested in whatever it is you're delivering with this zone of genius, one of the fastest ways to connect with that buyer and really line them up and get in alignment with your avatar is to be able to tell your stories about how, why, what, etc. you're doing in your business. And right off the bat it forges this connection when people start to hear your story. Vulnerability, transparency, honesty, like the value list goes on and on. So anyhow, that's why storytelling is so important. And this isn't just me saying this. Look at the world we live in. Everything centers around a story. So learn to tell your story and you will connect with your audience a lot faster. Hope you enjoyed it.